So this is what you guys wanted, huh? A video on masturbation? Alright, if that's what you're interested in, then let's go there. Here's the question you're all here to get an answer to. Does masturbation affect your gains? You've probably read a lot about this online, with people arguing both sides. So we're diving into the research, the science, and the real deal about how self-care may or may not affect your muscle gains. Grab a snack, get comfortable, and let's break this down myth-busting style. Alright, here's the deal. If you're like most people, you're probably trying to get the most out of every workout. You're hitting the gym, lifting heavy, following your routine, and trying to stay on track. But here's the thing. There's a ton of information out there about things that can impact your gains, like what you eat, how much you sleep, what exercises you do, and, yes, even what you do during your alone time. When it comes to testosterone, we know that this hormone plays a major role in muscle growth. Testosterone helps your body recover from workouts, build new muscle, and even helps you get stronger over time. It's like fuel for your body's muscle-building engine. So, when people start wondering if certain things like masturbation might be affecting their testosterone levels, it's not surprising that it sparks curiosity. After all, anything that could potentially lower your testosterone might end up affecting your progress in the gym. So, what's the theory here? Many people believe that masturbation, or really, the orgasm that comes with it, can cause your testosterone levels to drop. And if your testosterone drops, your body's ability to build muscle and recover might drop too. In other words, some people think that if you masturbate, you're actually hurting your gains. But is that really true? Is there science to back this up? And how much does it really matter? Today, we're going to dive into the research to find out if there's any truth to this theory and to see if masturbation actually does have an effect on your body's muscle-building potential. We'll look at how testosterone works, what happens after an orgasm, and what studies say about the connection, if any, between masturbation and muscle gains. Alright, so here's where we're at. The big question is, does masturbation really mess with your testosterone levels enough to affect your gains? And if it does, what should you do about it? Let's break down what the science has to say. The good news is that science has actually looked into this. There's research on testosterone levels after orgasm, on short-term abstinence, and even on how exercise affects your hormones. So we have some data to look at here. And based on that data, we can draw some conclusions. 1. What studies say about abstinence and testosterone levels? First off, there have been a few studies that looked at what happens when people abstain from any form of sexual activity, including masturbation, for a set period of time. One study found that after 7 days of abstinence, there was actually a slight increase in testosterone levels. So, yes, it's true that holding off on sexual release for a week did cause a noticeable spike in testosterone. But here's the catch. This spike didn't last. After a few days, testosterone levels returned to normal, or even dipped below average for some participants. So, while short-term abstinence did show an increase, it didn't seem to be long-lasting. 2. The impact of long-term abstinence. Another study went further and looked at what happened to testosterone levels when people abstained for a full 3 weeks. Now, you might expect that testosterone would skyrocket after all that time, right? Actually, no. The increase was there, but it was pretty minor. People who abstained for 3 weeks saw only a very slight increase in testosterone compared to those who didn't abstain at all. The takeaway here is that abstinence, even over a longer period, doesn't appear to have a major impact on testosterone. 3. What happens right after orgasm? Next, let's talk about what happens right after you masturbate. When you orgasm, your body releases a hormone called prolactin. This hormone is kind of like a cool-down hormone that's released after sexual activity. Prolactin works to suppress sexual desire, and it's also known to reduce dopamine, which is the hormone that gives you that feeling of arousal or excitement. Now, this prolactin boost is temporary. It only lasts about 20 minutes or so after orgasm. There's no evidence that this prolactin increase has any effect on your workout performance or testosterone levels, and it doesn't impact your body's muscle building ability. 4. The long-term impact on exercise performance. So, does masturbation impact your physical performance in any measurable way? Studies show that it really doesn't. After an orgasm, your heart rate might be a bit elevated for a short time, and some people may experience a slight dip in motivation immediately afterward. But overall, research shows that this doesn't impact your performance in moderate or maximum intensity exercises. You'll be able to lift weights, run, and perform in the gym without any measurable impact from masturbating beforehand. 5. Testosterone and timing. One thing to consider, though, is the time of day. Testosterone levels naturally fluctuate throughout the day. For example, your testosterone levels are highest in the morning and gradually drop as the day goes on. So if you're concerned about maximizing your testosterone for your workouts, you might want to aim to work out earlier in the day rather than in the evening, when levels may be lower. This has more impact than any effect of masturbation. To put it all together, here's what we know. Masturbation doesn't have a big impact on your gains because it doesn't significantly affect your testosterone levels in the long run. In fact, the changes in testosterone after abstaining or after orgasm are so small that they don't make a real difference to your body's ability to build muscle. That said, there are some factors that do affect your testosterone levels much more, and those are things worth paying attention to. 1. Diet and nutrition. If you're low on certain nutrients, like zinc or vitamin D, that can cause a much more serious dip in your testosterone levels than masturbation. So, make sure you're getting a well-rounded diet that supports your hormone levels and muscle-building goals. 2. Exercise routine. Different types of exercise can actually give your testosterone a boost. Heavy lifting and resistance training are known to increase testosterone levels for a short period after you finish. High-intensity interval training, HIIT, can also have this effect. 3. Rest and recovery. Getting enough sleep and managing stress can have a huge impact on your testosterone levels. Lack of sleep, in particular, is one of the biggest things that can lower testosterone. So, if you're concerned about maximizing gains, make sure you're getting plenty of rest. 4. Consistency over time. Your gains aren't made or lost because of one session of anything, whether it's one night without sleep, one missed workout, or even one instance of self-care. The key to building muscle is consistency over time. So don't worry too much about occasional distractions or dips in motivation. To make this clearer, let's consider 2 examples. Person who works out regularly, eats a balanced diet, and prioritizes sleep, but doesn't worry about abstaining from masturbation. They're seeing steady gains and progress because they're focused on the bigger picture. Person B abstains from masturbation completely but skips workouts, eats junk food, and doesn't get enough sleep. Guess who's seeing less progress? That's right, person B. Even though they're abstaining, their lifestyle choices aren't supporting their gains. So if you're worried that masturbation is affecting your gains, take a step back. The impact is so minor that it really doesn't make a difference in the long run. Focus on your diet, sleep, and consistency instead. Alright, so that's the real answer. Masturbation isn't going to hold you back from reaching your fitness goals as long as you're not letting it get in the way of your routine. It's about balance, consistency, and focusing on the bigger things that actually make a difference. If you found this helpful, make sure to hit that like button, share it with a friend who could use the info, and subscribe to Simple Workout Space for more fitness insights. Thanks for watching and keep pushing for those gains, no distractions needed.